Hey guys, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Here's another inexpensive Chinese lure I got, but it's not as inexpensive as a lot of the other ones. This one I purchased off of Aliexpress for $2.65. It's listed now for $2.68, and this is a really interesting, unique lure I've already gotten out in the water, and this thing really works. So, as the church bells are ringing outside, it's November 29th now. We're starting to get into winter. I'm going to be doing more of these lure reviews coming up. This one, like I mentioned, I purchased this off of AliExpress. If you're not familiar with AliExpress, it's kind of like eBay's Buy It Now feature, but everything comes off of a ship, basically. It's all brought in from overseas, direct from the manufacturer. Most of the stuff's from China or Thailand, somewhere like that. This one here, I saw this one listed at the time for $2.65. Now it's up to $2.68. A lot of that's because of the exchange rates, I'm sure. This one is listed. Got to turn my mouse on here. Jointed fishing lure, swimbait, lifelike, bluegill, sunfish, pumpkin seed, bass killer. So I guess people who design this don't believe in catch and release. Anywho, it's kind of a very unique jointed two-piece hard/soft plastic, lipless crankbait. Kind of interesting. I saw this one, like I said, it's like, just between $2 and $3. So it's a little bit more expensive, but it looked really cool. It's got a really interesting, like sublimated pattern on it. It's really, really cool. Looks kind of like some type of panfish. I don't know, kind of Amazonian or something looking thing. But it's got one treble hook on it. It's got two pieces of hard plastic with kind of a cupped tail on it, a swim tail, paddle tail kind of, but it's cupped, so the actual hook itself, which actually feels like a lot better quality hook than a lot of them, it's a darker, kind of blued steel kind of looking stuff, not those cheap shiny ones that are on a lot of them, but it's got a little fin on the top of it, I guess, to help it run straight. The hook is actually attached by a little snap clip to an eye on the back of the body, but the tail is affixed to it pretty well. The finish on it looks really, really nice. 3D mold on it. It's got a 2-point little hinge on the joint, little metal clips on it, so it's pretty well manufactured. The thing that I was kind of wondering on with it, the way that the cup is on the tail, it's a cool lure. Like I said, here's a clip. Did get the thing out here on the Water Wolf. It has an interesting kind of wobble pattern to it. Doesn't actually have the same pattern like a lot of the jointed baits do. It's got kind of a rocking motion, but this thing does work on the water. It tracks well. It runs pretty darn true right out of the package. But again, the cup lure area on it, I'm trying to figure this one out totally exactly how they plan on this one being hooked. Some of you guys might have seen some more like this than I do, but I would prefer the tail. Again, this looks weedless, which is really cool. But how the hooks will actually set on the fish, because the rubberized tail is pretty thick and hard, which is cool because it's not going to get snagged up. But if a fish came down on the thing from the front, hopefully those hooks are going to pierce through the plastic, because not a lot of room there if the hook is supposed to get around the outside of this lip, the lip on the cup. It's got little holes where the hook tips are. I don't know if that's just in the way it was set in there, but I guess what I'm going to try to do probably is actually work the hooks through it. Do these, make little holes so the hooks will protrude if needed to a whole lot easier. Might have to do that a little bit of, working on it. But otherwise, the thing runs pretty cool. Like I said, an interesting wobble to it. The manufacturer looks really nice, but like I said, the hooks, the way the hook is set up, it's weedless, but I don't know, if you have like a light strike or smaller fish, you might have a problem getting the hook to set through this rubberized cup on the tail. But that's a pretty cool lure for you. Like I said, $2.68. Not a lot to show for it on their the listing here in AliExpress. Let's see. It basically just says what it's made out of. Actually, funny thing is, it says 1 pieces time frog lure. Didn't look like any frog ever saw. And then down here on the bottom, it's got some nice close-ups of it, and it shows you it's just over 3 inches. So we're talking 8 centimeters roughly, like 3 1/4 inches roughly, something like that. But it's got some good description and pictures on the listing here. But that's it. Jointed, I guess you'd call it, cup Paddletail, Lipless, Weedless crankbait, I guess. But if you get like light, it strikes up closer to the head of the fish, you don't have a hook up there. You've only got the one treble on the back, which is cool as long as it will get through that plastic and you can still set the hook. I'm not totally sure on how well it's going to hook fish, but it's a cool looking lure otherwise. But $265 now, $268. Is it worth it? I think it's worth it if the fish will actually get hooked properly on it. There is a look at it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you order it now, at the end of November, you might actually get them in your house by Christmas. About 30 days delivery usually on these. So be sure, if you haven't already, please click and subscribe to the Fishyaker YouTube channel. You can follow me at John Oast on Twitter and Instagram, and John Oast on Facebook. Lately, our Facebook Fishyaker page is having some technical glitches, and Facebook's not very good with customer service. So, anyhow, thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. It's time to get into Christmas and then into winter. Thanks for watching. Tight lines.
Fishyaker.com, the original kayak rigging video series.